So yeah, unfortunately, we don't have power, and I don't know what the problem is. We have been grappling with this problem for, this is the third day. I don't know what it is. I mean, the last few days, the past 2 days, it was the cables, but now I don't know what really the problem is at this point. So I'm sitting, I have to do this in the car, and I'm seeing myself, you know, putting the phone this close. I'm seeing myself like you know, like I've been beaten. Ish, is this how big I've become? Gosh. Ish, how no. But anyway, let me just talk about this on a serious note. So yes, I want to start from I think a number of you saw the that video which went viral, where Messi was exploding and insulting, you know, kind of like out of control. That video touched me, and I had to look for Messi, and I managed to locate her today. Earlier on, I started trying to talk to Messi. I was talking to Messi, but I thought that you know, everything was all right. I thought that she was taken care of, especially that NGOCC came in. I really thought that they will help her adequately. Unfortunately, from what I've found out, I don't think she got the help that she deserves. Not to say anything, not to spite the NGOCC. I think they did what they could. When Messi delivered, they organized whatever things for the baby. They are the ones that helped Messi with things for the baby, and she's very grateful. Today, when I went to see her, she showed me what the NGOCC did for the baby, the things that they bought for the baby, and she's highly grateful for what they did for her. Of course, they had to, I don't know which organization put her in some house, which is like a shelter, an adult shelter, but certainly it was not comfortable, especially with the baby. So she had to go and stay with some relatives within Lusaka. She's currently staying with some relatives within Lusaka. However, the situation where she is not conducive for her and for the baby. So, whilst a lot of you are excited to know, you know, to see the nude pictures and the videos, and you know, the DNA issue, I think we need to look at what is first important. We need to look at what are the priorities first before we just get excited with the umulomo, as you are putting it. What is essential at the moment? What is P1? The first issue is that Messi needs help. Messi needs help. But the help that she needs is not what others have been suggesting, or what Bowman has tried to peddle. Bowman has tried to peddle a lie that Messi is not mentally stable. And of course, when she loses control, she talks like the way she did in that video. Some of you actually think that Messi is not mentally stable. Because Bowman has been saying this. Bowman has been saying that girl is mad. Messi is not mentally unstable. Messi is okay. Messi, of course, like any other person, gets emotional and loses it, and she would say things, that may not be so pleasant. But it is out of the emotional hunger that she has. I mean, Messi has gone through a lot. That's a fact. Messi has gone through a lot. Did I see my bundles going low? It's like I finished more bundles. I hope it will run me through to finish this conversation. So what I was saying is that Messi has gone through a lot, and she has not gone through a lot starting now or starting in her old age. Messi lost her parents when she was very young. She lost her parents when she was very young, and she has been brought up by different people here and there. She met Bowman when she was quite young. And she has lived on promises, one promise after the other. I also want to talk to you women who have been saying she is destroying Bowman Lusambo's marriage. I want to tell you that from what I've gathered, from what I've heard, not only from Messi, but from different people, it seems Bowman Lusambo actually met Messi before the current wife. From what I've gathered, from what is going on, it seems Messi has been around for quite a long time. And at some point, Messi even had Bowman Lusambo's wife actually knows Messi, and they have had confrontation, fighting who is who, which woman is the legitimate wife, or is supposed to be, why legitimate wife? I mean, Bowman Lusambo's wife is the wife. But the issue is that Messi has been in Bowman's life for a long time. And it seems at some point they were both fighting for one man. It seems they were both fighting for one man at some point. And Messi has actually tried with her relatives, in the past they tried with her relatives to engage Bowman and sort out issues. So this is not an issue that started yesterday. Yes, this issue came up now, but this is an issue that has been there for a long time. And from talking to people, they, like one of the persons one of the ladies that I met, they actually suspect that the current wife was known later. I can't verify the fact, but it seems there is that aspect where, where that aspect where a man, he's dating a number of women. It seems this is the case. So, if anything, Messi looks at Bowman as the husband. She even said they actually stayed together. At some point. They stayed together. Even the children, they know Bowman as the father. She even told me that even when she calls, the children, they even ask, how is daddy? You can imagine that. The children do actually ask Messi, how is daddy? So, you ladies that are trying to judge Messi, I think you need to be very, very careful before you judge Messi. I think we need to look at Messi with sympathy. But away from all that, before I go into the details of that, we need to look at we need to look at what Mercy needs. At the moment, what Mercy needs is stability of a place where she can call her home. She's an adult with children, and yet she doesn't have a home. And like anybody else, that can actually disturb you, that can actually torment you, it can stress you, such that, you would not be stable. We have seen, even in life, there are people that if things are not okay with them, their state of, they can be emotional, and they can be throwing up tantrums like that. All of us go through that kind of situation. It's not that Mercy is mad, if I could put it that way. So she is struggling. She is hurt. Mercy is seriously hurt by the fact that she was promised a good life. She was promised that her children will be fine, and she hoped that her life will be okay with Bowman Lusambo. Unfortunately, this has not happened, and this has highly distressed her, such that you see her very, very emotional. She's quite emotional indeed. She's quite emotional. It is because of what she has gone through and what she hoped to get out of this relationship. In my mind, I am speaking boldly, and I'm saying this on a video. I have no doubt Bowman Lusambo had a relationship with Mercy. I have no doubt whatsoever. What I have gathered, the people I've spoken to, have confirmed with me that Bowman had a relationship with Mercy. There was a relationship, and no matter how much he can deny, if he wants, he can sue me. I'll be too happy. I'll be too happy for Bowman to sue me, and it might even be faster to prove some of these things. Maybe with Mercy it is taking long, but if he sues me, he would actually do me a favor, and the public a favor, and himself a favor, to speed up this case so that people can hear. I'm telling you, I am now very resolved to fight for Mercy. Bowman, I am resolved to fight for Mercy and the children. And believe you me, Bowman, I'm going to follow you. I'm going to follow you. This is not personal. You have been my friend. You have been very helpful. But the situation that the children are going through deserve that people stand up for them. We have to stand up and defend Mercy. We have to stand up for those children. And I'm going to do that. If whatever it's going to, at the end of the day, if it happens that I'm wrong, at least it will be coming out. It will be coming from a clear conscience. I'm fighting this not because I'm getting anything, because some of you think that I fight for people when, to get paid or anything. Mercy is a poor person. Mercy is a vulnerable person who needs to be helped. We have to fight for Mercy, and I assure you, Bowman, you have to man up. You have to man up. I've spoken to a number of people. Bowman knows about where Mercy stayed at some point in Kaunda Square. At one point, when Mercy was pregnant with the third child, Mercy stayed in Kaunda Square. And in that is it Kaunda Square or Helen Kaunda? I think Helen Kaunda. When Messi stayed there, Bowman used to go there. He used to send Namponga Nan Kanenga ni driver wako ya Tichireshe. And they were promising the people who were looking after Messi. This woman was promised that Bowman was going to build them a house, was going to buy them a house, showed them a house, and promised them all sorts of things. And that's how they were looking after Messi, because they were expecting that Bowman will look after them, Bowman will give them so many things. He promised them so many things, such that after Messi delivered the baby, the third born, this woman actually held Messi to say, I need to get what I was promised. When the relatives of Messi came in to get Messi, the woman refused. No, you can't get Messi. I want to get what I was promised. I kept this girl together with her 2 children for because I was promised something. I was promised something. Now, this is an independent person speaking. This is not Messi talking. This is an independent woman talking. That I was promised that Bowman Usamba will buy me a house for me, for me, since I looked after Messi. Now, honestly, these are independent people. How can these people be lying against Bowman? How can they? These are independent people. How can they be lying? How can this woman hold on to Messi and her children, demanding for a payment which was not promised? So come on, let's be serious. Let's cut the chase and just be real. Let's just cut the chase. Let's cut the crap and be real here. This guy is involved, was involved with this girl. There is no way other people would start saying, I mean, that woman, I mean, there is no way she would be lying. Why would she be lying? Where is she getting all that? And, you know, all along, all these people have been scared to come out. Why? Because they're scared of Bowman, since especially when he was in power. Because of the power that Bowman had. Bowman had been threatening them, threatening everybody. And that's why they have been quiet. That's why they have been quiet. Bowman himself, at one point, when I was talking to him on phone, he referred me, he spoke about Longacres Police. I went to Longacres Police and spoke to the lady that was in charge. A police officer, one of the police officers who was in charge when that case brought up, that woman was intimidated. When she was trying to follow up the case, she was intimidated by whoever was on top of her. And she had to pull back. Because Bowman was in charge, was large and in charge. These are facts. And Bowman, come on, you have got your Makebi Zulu. Go and sue. Go and sue. And let's see who is who in as far as this case is concerned. I have gathered enough evidence to prove to me that you had a relationship with this girl. This girl is not mad, as you are trying to claim. You had a relationship with this woman. So many people have spoken about this incident. It's not fair. It's not fair that those children are living in the manner that they are living. Mind you, these other children, they are living with their grandfather, a grandfather who is in the 80s. Very odd. And the other woman who is looking after, she's also not doing anything. They are struggling. The relatives to Messi, I was told, they have been contributing clothes, little things to help those children. Why should it be like that? When a person is being arrested because of having too much wealth, Bowman is being arrested because he has too much wealth. That's why he's being arrested. If he didn't have too much wealth, he wouldn't be arrested. But whilst the person is being arrested for having too much wealth, which he can't explain, he has children who are struggling. And you know, believe you me, this is what I talk about. You men who like to neglect your children, believe you me, your blessings are in your children. This is why in life you will be facing difficulties because of the way you look after, you treat women. A woman's tears can break a man's life. A woman's tears can break somebody's life. It's bad, and especially when you look at children like that. It is not fair at all. It is not fair at all. I would rather be wrong and stand with Messi than to stand with Bowman in this case. I would rather be wrong standing with Messi than to stand with Bowman Lusambo. But I know in this instance I'm not wrong. Bowman had a relationship with Messi, and a number of people have confirmed this. A number of people have confirmed this. And apart from that, Imomwevantu, let me tell you, apart from that, you look at the baby. When you look at the baby, my goodness, Imwe, you can't believe it. You can't believe. When you look at the baby, that baby, you don't need a DNA test. You don't need a DNA test. The baby look exactly Bowman. Exactly. Pakanwa, Imiona, these chicks, apapa mpamutwe, exactly Bowman. Exactly Bowman. Like a little boy, when I was holding, smiled, Akanwa, proper Bowman. Proper Bowman, the lips, Bowman from Tunturu. Bowman from Tunturu. All you want to what, even if you don't want to see it, the boy is exactly Bowman. This current baby, I'm telling you, exactly Bowman. Exactly Bowman. It's just that I can't share the pictures, just like I can't share the other pictures that Messi has. Just like I can't share the other pictures that Messi has. But believe you me, I mean, just looking at those pictures, looking at the baby, there is no need to even talk. There is no need to talk. I just can't understand you for Wakwa Bowman. Come on, that guy. How can a guy be lying like that? What kind of a person is Bowman, honestly? Who would lie like this? When the evidence is all over and you are busy denying. Huh? Me, I can't understand. I can't understand you, Bowman. I can't understand Bowman. I can't understand you. I'm telling you, namweba musapota mukayapira kumo. Even you who are supporting Bowman, just because Bowman gives you tumalitu money, and you come on social media defending Bowman, mukayapia ndemieba, mukayapia, mukapila po. You will burn in hell. You will burn in hell because what you are doing, you think you are defending Bowman, but what you are doing is that you are tormenting those children. You are tormenting those children. You are denying those children a life. A life that is supposed to be normal. Eh? Where do you think Messi is going to take those children? Where do you think Messi is going to take those children? How is Messi going to survive with those children? How is he going to help those children? How is he going to raise them up? No. Namwewa lemu supporter, including those who are standing with him. Nangwama lawyers wewa no, a lawyer will defend whatever it is, but sometimes kukwatako principle. Sometimes kukwatako principle. Mwakwatako principle. Mwakwatako principle mwevantu. Mwakwatako luse. How do you defend a guy who is neglecting children in that manner? Where Messi is staying, need 2 room. 2 room, you know what 2 room is? 2 room where, you know, there is a room this side and there is a room this side. That's it. And there are 11 in that house. 11 Ishilelande if to embarrass them or anything. We were in that house and we saw it for ourselves. And that's why she is with a child. Honestly, a person that is being arrested because he owns a number of houses and you have children, you have his offspring living, sharing in a house where 2 rooms, balaikala mo 11, nefo balala katwishi. And yet, umuntu balemu ikata na mayanda, so many houses. No, this is not normal. This is not normal. I'm telling you, it's not normal. It's not normal. If Messi is mad, then what are we talking about Bowman? What are we saying about Bowman? If Messi is mad, then what are we saying about Bowman? How can a normal person sleep with a person that is mad? No. Bring it on, Bowman. And me, I'm very ready now. Very ready to fight for Messi. I'm going to fight for Messi. I'm going to fight for Messi. I'm going to fight for those children. I'm going to fight. Because I am convinced beyond reasonable doubt. Tapali no ponde tuishika. Tapali. Just bringing that child. Just that child. You don't even need a DNA test. Even a judge, you don't even need a DNA test. You don't. The guy is a replica of Bowman. He's a replica of Bowman. You don't need a DNA test, I'm telling you, you don't. Bowman, I'm challenging you here. I'm challenging you. Ngoli mwaume. Tomorrow, bring up some litigation against me. Bring up some litigation against me so that I can have an opportunity. So that I can have an opportunity to bring that child before whoever and say, Umwana. So that I can have an opportunity to go and bring that woman, who looked after Messi, where you were telling her that you are going to build a house, you are going to buy a house, you cheated, whatever. I would want that woman to come and talk. You took advantage because mwalimu PF. You took advantage because mwalimu PF. Number, nimuliba aka in the number. So those people are free to come out. Those people can come out. Even that police officer, mwalechita intimidate. That woman police officer, mwalechita ko intimidate. That woman, now nimunyu done. She can come and she can give evidence. Just bring it on. And you know, I'm actually wondering about child protection. You have taken this case also with kid gloves. I know there are cases that are in court and everything, but surely at this point in time, because you are looking for Bowman refused to come to your office. Why have you left it? Bowman disrespected your office. The child protection police unit. Bowman refused to come to your office. And you have left it. Why have you left it? Why don't you call Bowman? Why don't you bring in Bowman now? Why don't you send a call out to Bowman? Bowman is no longer under by Edgar Lungu. Nothing. Nafichinja nombe fintu. Nafichinja nomba kuliba aka inde ichirema. Who I'm sure would not be happy to see Bowman's children in the status that they are. Ine ninjikane. Mwebale mu support Bowman, you can support him, but it's because you haven't heard these other people. Some people were asking me, where are Bowman's relatives? They are there. I've spoken to some of them. And some of them, Bowman himself has spoken to them. Bowman has been calling them. Some of them, he has corrupted them. Some of the relatives, Wakwa Messi, Bowman corrupted them so that they can speak against Messi. But some of them are there. And all they told me is that we have been scared to come out because Bowman was too powerful. And somehow still, it seems people are still feeling, they have not yet recovered. They're still feeling like Bowman is still powerful. Bowman is still, the bulldozer. They still have that. Because some of them, when I was talking to them, no, but Tayali, please don't mention me. Come on. You're speaking the truth. Why are you scared? Why are you scared? Nonetheless, the relatives of Mercy, I've spoken to them, including Mercy herself. They have accepted that I represent them as a public lawyer. As a public lawyer. Not lawyer in court, but as a public lawyer. So those of you who are phoning Mercy asking for nude pictures, call me instead. But of course, we are not interested in nude pictures to see Bowman in bed with Mercy. That's not important. We don't need that. What we need is to see how we can help Mercy and her children. We need to get Mercy a house so that she can stay together with her children. She can stay together with her children. And Mercy is very hardworking. You can imagine, I was talking to Mercy. Not one day did Mercy ask me for money. Not one day did Mercy ask me for money. And when she delivered, after 2 weeks, she went out looking for employment. Mercy is actually working in a restaurant, washing dishes and cooking. She's working in a restaurant, and the child is only 1 month. This just goes to show that she's hardworking. A lot of other people, since I was talking to her, they would have taken advantage. They would have been asking for this and that. Mercy has never asked me for anything. She doesn't ask. Instead, she decided to go and work as, somebody washing plates and collecting plates in a small restaurant. And she started this 2 weeks after delivering. She had to go. And I was asking her, Mercy, but the baby is young. She said, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? The child needs milk. The child needs diapers. There is nothing that I can do. So I had to force myself to start working. She had nothing. Even today, she had nothing completely. She had nothing completely. Nothing. But still, she didn't even ask. Whatever we gave, it is not that she asked. So this is not some cheap girl that is looking for money or whatever. No. No. She's actually very different from a lot of people. So let's just be fair, man. Let's just be fair and let's stand with Mercy. The Mercy is not at all a villain in this matter. No. She's not an aggressor in this matter. No. It's Bowman. It's Bowman. And do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. Me, I'm ready for you. I'm ready for you. We can't have this. We can't have this. We can't be hiding. Some people, hey, no, this, what, hey, what, court, whatever. No. Our courts are not there. Our courts are not there to harbor, evilness. No. We should not use our courts, to hide our evil. No. No. Our courts are for justice. Not to go and hide there to protect yourself from the wrong things that you have done. No. No. This is why for me, when I was thinking about it today, hearing those people complain and thinking and how they were threatened, I was thinking to say, imagine if PF had won. It is people like Bowman and their actions that caused PF to lose power. Because if PF had gone through, imagine what would have happened to Mercy and her children. Just imagine. Those people were threatened day and night. Cadres were being sent to Mercy. Imagine if PF had won. Just imagine. I would have been speaking. Even here where I'm talking, if PF had won, they would send cadres to come and attack me. That's why God said, no, you can't continue. But PF, you were removed from power by God because of the evil that some of you were doing. Some of the evil, like the evil I'm talking about, where Bowman bears 4 children and he doesn't want to take responsibility. And on top of that, he torments the woman and he calls other people and he threatens them. That is why we are PF Mwalu Shide. When you are talking about rebranding, you should also be apologizing for this kind of actions that some of your members did. I know it's not only Bowman. I know it's not only Bowman. At least some of them who I confronted, they responded positively. I don't want to mention their names because some of you might think that this is the only case I've dealt with. I'm talking here on social media because for Bowman doesn't want to comply. Other ministers, I called them. I called them and I spoke to them and they took responsibility. There are a number of ministers. I can't mention their names. I can't mention their names because they hid. They did the right thing. But it is not fair that you took advantage of people in that manner. That is why God said, no, you guys can't continue. You guys can't continue because of this kind of evils that you did. I can't imagine what Bowman would have done to Messi. By you PND, please mobilize yourself and help Messi. Mobilize yourself and help Messi. Don't just follow Bowman for those criminality and whatever. This is another issue that you need to look at. Imweba child protection. You sent call outs to Bowman, he never came. Does it mean that Bowman is above the law? Why don't you send another call out to Bowman? Let him come to your office. All these things that you are talking about, court. We can cut this crap. We can cut this crap. You child protection. You are a government institution. But social welfare, this is your responsibility. If you have a mulera and if you kuma koti, fikala pwe miaka. Meanwhile, these children are suffering. We need to come in and help the children as soon as possible. And I'm sure there are ways that we can sort out this. We can go back to child protection. By child protection, you can call Bowman and confront him. Because neglecting children is a crime. Neglecting children is a crime. So why don't we take it up from there instead of entertaining the drama of saying, no, Bowman has sued Messi. I mean, he even has the audacity to sue Messi. That guy is supposed to be arrested for child negligence. Ngakana, then we say, let's go for a DNA test. This is what we're supposed to do. Arrest Bowman for child negligence. After you arrest him, Ngakana, then we go and do a DNA test. It is simple. Arrest Bowman for child negligence. Arrest him for child negligence. Ngakana. If he says, no, let's go and do a DNA test. Baka Pokola, you can do this. You have got powers to do this. You have got powers to do this. You don't have to talk about there is no issue of the police. No, this case is no nothing. That case which is in the police, it's a civil matter. We can take this from a criminal point of view. We arrest Bowman for child negligence and we go and do a DNA test. And we can prosecute Bowman based on that. There are witnesses, so many witnesses who are there. There are so many witnesses. I don't even understand why this guy is refusing. When he has encountered so many people. Nami papata, imwewa, new dawn, protect Messi. You are arresting Bowman for this, whatever. Arrest him. Arrest him for child negligence. Messi has already been to the police. So the case is already there. I don't need to go and report it. Messi has already been to the police. So why are we wasting time? We are no longer in PF, Mwebantu Bakapokola. Wake up. You are no longer in PF. Bowman is no longer the bulldozer, is no longer the minister. Send a call out again. Or just go and pick him. I mean, he's appearing everywhere. Lelwachbak Force Headquarters. Why don't you arrest him from there? For child negligence. And from there, we can do a DNA test. We can do a DNA test. Because me, I'm sure, if you want to, just go and see the child. Finish. Just looking at the child, the last born child. It's Chapwa. Even these other children, because some of you are speculating, no, what about these children and whatever. Even them, they clearly look like Bowman. Clearly look like Bowman. Stop judging Mercy because she has been taken advantage of. She was being promised. This is a village girl from Chipata. She was being promised heaven. You know? No. We'll give you heaven, Valia. We'll give you heaven, Valia. And that's how this has happened. That's how this has happened. Mercy has constantly lived in hope that Bowman will marry her. Bowman will do this. Bowman will do this. And she keeps, you know, giving herself to Bowman with a hope that Bowman will stay for Balemweba. And yet, it doesn't do anything. That's why she has exploded. All along it has been quiet because she has been hoping. Nomba patuafika. Apatuafika apa. Ba child protection, ba shanshan, ba social welfare. Umwana kashinaranda uyu this is the father to my child. And the children are suffering. Arrest the guy. Arrest the guy. And as part of investigation, go get a warrant. It's very simple. It's very simple. It is just a matter of going to the major street. It's just a matter of going to a major street. A major street will say, will allow Bowman to go and do a DNA test. Chapwa. So why are we wasting time, Wakapokola? Why are we wasting time? Arrest Bowman. Get a warrant from the police for Bowman to do a DNA test. We close the chapter. We close the chapter. We can't go on like this. Yes, we are going to help Mercy. And I'll continue, to see some of you have been contributing some money here and there. We will have to get that money, get the house, because we'll forget Bowman. We will help Mercy. But in the meantime, this has to go on. But while we are fighting Bowman, we need to make sure that Mercy is secured. Mercy has a home. She doesn't have a home. Where she's living, it is not conducive to live there with a baby. We need to get her a home. So please, my appeal to all of you is that we organize ourselves, we find some money, we rent Mercy a house. We can rent it for 6 months and give her something to do whilst we are pursuing Bowman Lusambo. Those children have a share in whatever Bowman has, whether he stole it or he didn't steal it. They have a share. There is no way they would be suffering like that whilst Bowman is being arrested for having too much money. That's why Bowman is being arrested. He's being arrested for having too much money. Bowman, boss of being a rich guy, a guy who has made money. There is no way we should allow his children to be suffering in that manner. Vakapokola, arrest Bowman, go to a major street, get a warrant, force Bowman to do a DNA test. Mukesa mputulaka if Bowman will not turn out to be the father, especially that child I held in my hands. That child is a duplicate of Bowman. No doubt. No doubt. So, I think I've made my point. Let me not talk. Let me not get out of the way. I think now Mumfwa. Let me get back to my children before my wife also seeks child protection. Bye. Good night.